Hello world, it's Thursday and that means the best day on Hello World live on Learn TV, right Frank?
Yeah. Welcome everybody. If you were watching Ask the Expert with Brian and Cecile, welcome. Welcome in Hello World. How was your session? Let us know in the chat. Looking forward to read about that. Pretty cool. So before we go into detail of the show, any news you want to share with us today, Nitzia?
Yes, I think I just had a couple of things. First of all, I'm really passionate about mobile, right? And of course, we have the Surface Duo. So wanted to share a link again, check out the show notes, a link to the Surface Duo blog where they're sharing, I think it's 0.4, the version of their design kit for working with the Duo. So if you're a developer or a designer and you use Figma, you can go check it out. The entire design kit's available. But this particular blog post was super interesting because they're looking at ink principles. How do you use pen with Surface Duo to create richer experiences? The other thing I think that I wanted to talk about, this is where I get all my news and updates about what's next in Azure. Again, that's in the show notes if you're trying to figure out what are the announcements, releases, status of various Azure products. There is a really cool site called Azure Updates that I check out a lot. So those are my two links for the day.
I also often go there. Like it's always, you can filter them. It's really, really convenient, really cool. This morning, when I was looking for the news, something popped in my mind, and it's a Docker container. So there's a Microsoft repository on Docker Hub, and now it's getting deprecated. So if you're having like Docker that start with the domain name like Microsoft, you need to change that and I want to make sure I'm reading it correctly, to mcr.microsoft.com. And then everything will be working perfectly. That was one thing I wanna share because I think it's important. Like we don't want trouble with our app, right?
It's true.
And also, in a few days, it's summer. I always forgot. Is it 2021? But I know it's soon. Like summer is starting, and I want to know. I tweeted earlier today also, and I will ask all the guests at the end of the show. They didn't know, but now they're learning about it. I want to know, any plans for this summer? Like, is it a pet project, a home project, no tech time, readings maybe? I don't know. Share us. What will you do this summer? But before we go into details, we have here Ben Walker with us. Hey, Ben. How are you?
Hey, hello world. Hello, Frank and Nydia. Great to be here.
What are we talking today? What's the topic?
So very soon, and stay tuned, we will be talking about our latest episode of Customer Tech Talks. We'll be hearing some great information around some innovations that are being done around the world. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It's a really exciting story.
Wonderful. Looking forward to see you in a few seconds. And we also have Isaac, Mr. Azure HQ with us.
Hello.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm going to be bringing a really fun Azure tips and trick like usual on Thursday, so check out for that in a little bit.
Oh, looking forward to learn more about that. Who else we have? Oh, we have Paul. Hello, sir.
Hello, world, and I'm happy to be here to talk again about July I.O.T. We're going to go into some specific details around the online learning and skilling content that is going to make up one of our very important themed content weeks during the month of July I.O.T.
That's really interesting. I'm looking. We have a packed day. That will be wonderful, and we'll be. I'm losing my words, as I'm so happy about it. But we'll bring all those people to play to our game, ABSee, created this way. I always forgot this way by Nitzia. So that would be fun with our champion who need to, we have new players today. So Isaac need to protect his title, if I could say.
That's true. That's true. It's always a challenge every time there's a new person. Today, I think I'm going to debut my second person clue. So this should be fun.
Oh, exciting. But
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But I'm actually excited about the next segment. So we should talk about this. I think next up, we have Ben Walters. And this is Microsoft Customer Tech Talks. Hi, Ben. It's so nice to see you back.
Nydia, great to be here. Thank you again for having me back on today.
Yes, so I hear you've got a really special episode planned. But first, tell me a little bit about what exactly are Customer Tech Talks and who you're talking to.
Sure. So Customer Tech Talks is a program or a series we have where we talk to customers and, more importantly, the technical individuals and the customers, those people who are working every single day with our technology to hear about the innovations and the projects they're doing, and most importantly, the lessons they're learning while they're working with our technology. Because as we all know, it's very rarely a perfect world when we go to create that new project or solution. And there's always lessons we learn along the way. And we want to be able to share those lessons from our customers with others out there.
Absolutely. And I think real customer stories give us a lot of insights that we can take back into improving our own products. So that is awesome. I hear we're going to actually see a video of a kind of sneak preview of your next one.
We are very soon. Actually, later today, we have our latest episode going live and premiering, which you can go and check out. And it's an interview with a customer or a company out of Denmark called O2matic, who are innovating the way that they deliver oxygen therapy for their patients, both in hospitals and also in the home. So let's take a look at that video.
O2matic is a company where we work with automatic oxygen therapy. Everything happens locally on this device.
So it's an IoT and AI-enabled oxygen monitor.
We looked at different kind of technologies, and the best one out there was Microsoft Azure.
With the power of Azure behind the device, this also allows you to deploy these remotely.
We have invented something very smart. Talk with the right persons, get the right context, and use the opportunities that Microsoft provides.
Wow, that was awesome. And I have to say that the minute you said use remotely, it resonated so deeply with me because, in the past year of the pandemic, there was a lot of places where they were looking for how you could deploy and monitor oxygen levels. That is fantastic.
Yeah, really, really exciting story to work on, and some really great use of technology there. And it's really amazing to think that this is an area that hasn't really been innovated on until now. So it'd be really great for you to check it out. And make sure you tune into our YouTube channel after Hello World and later on in the day when we premiere this. So you can go to aka.ms/CTT_O2matic to watch that premiere and see that first.
Yes, and as a reminder, as always, all those links will be in our show notes, so check them out. But that brings me to kind of like the next question, because I did check out your YouTube channel. You have so many videos. How do you find customers?
Yeah, in fact, we are happy to talk with customers no matter what project you're working on with Microsoft technology. In fact, if you email us at cttalk@microsoft.com, we would love to talk to you if you think you have a story or you have learnings that you want to share. Even if you think maybe those lessons are not that important and everyone knows it, I guarantee you that there is someone out there who will benefit from you sharing your story. So please reach out to us there. We'd love to talk to you about getting you on future episodes of Customer Tech Talks.
That's amazing. So, Azure, we've kind of like reach a whole bunch of audiences. There's startups, there's students, there's professional developers. Can anyone participate in this, or do they have to be at a certain level of maturity in their product?
Anyone can. I think, honestly, there are lessons to be learned no matter where you are in your career. So it doesn't matter whether you're a small business, whether you're a large enterprise. It doesn't matter if you're just working on that small thing. I guarantee there is a lesson there that you can share with someone else who is probably facing the same issue that you just overcame.
Yeah, I was actually fascinated. I have to go check it out because I saw that there was one on Power Apps, and I'm really, really curious to learn that customer story in low code. So just a quick reminder, what is the call to action? Like, where should people go if they want to join or check out your stories?
So if you want to check out all of the new stories, you can go to aka.ms/CTT_O2matic to see that new premiere, and that'll link you through to all of the other Customer Tech Talk stories on our YouTube channel as well. And if you want to submit your own story for us to check out, you can email us at cttalk@microsoft.com. And of course, all of that will be in the show notes as well.
Yes, and don't forget to follow MS Customer Talks on Twitter. I think that a lot of the stuff is being shared as well. Ben, this was super awesome. I want to bring Frank back to see if he had any kind of insights into customer stories as well. What do you think, Frank?
I love customer story. They are always full of truth, very inspiring. It's always lovely. I really love that. And talking about love, you know what? Let's join our lovely Isaac in front of Azure HQ. Hello, my friend.
I am lovely, Frank. Thank you so much.
That's
right. Isaac Levin here. So I am here in front of Azure HQ, as usual on Thursdays, and I have a really exciting tip for us today on authenticating Blazor apps using Azure Active Directory.
Oh, I love Azure apps, and security is very important. Let's do it.
Well, I'm really, really excited to show you. So let's go ahead and roll the video. So for the folks who don't know, Azure Active Directory, AAD, provides an intelligent identity as a service that protects your applications. So in this video, we're gonna use it to protect a .NET Blazor WebAssembly app. So first I'm gonna go to menu here, go to Azure Active Directory, and I'm actually going to create a new app registration here. So I'm gonna click that, I'm gonna click new registration. So let's fill in the name of this registration. And then since Blazor is a web technology, I'm gonna make sure that it says web right here. And then I'm gonna specify the redirect URI for our callback for authentication. So it's right there for this, it's gonna be a localhost. And then I'm gonna go ahead and register it. And after that's done, it's gonna actually create our app registration. And then from there, I just need to take the tenant ID and the application ID or the directory ID and the application ID that get created. So the next thing here is I wanna go to authentication. And then in authentication, I need to check the boxes for implicit grant, which is the mechanism to be able to share tokens. And then I'm going to specify that and save it, right? And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and create my Blazor application. So using the .NET CLI, I can provide a command that actually stands up an app that actually has everything to it. So as the Blazor standalone app, I specify the tenant ID and the client ID here, and then the .NET CLI creates that project for me. So as you can see here, this is my file system here, and this is the application that gets created. I can go in and take a look at all the things, but one of the things that's really, really important is I can actually build this, and this is with not me making any changes to code, so I can build it, and then I can run it. And then I'm gonna have this experience, I'm gonna take a look, and I'm gonna take this URL here, and then I'm gonna pop that into a browser, and as you can see, this is the template for a Blazor application, and it says login up in the top right here. So if I zoom in here and I click login, it's going to prompt me with an Azure Active Directory login. So I specify approve, and then as you can see here, it says hello, and then my name blanked out. But as you can see, really, really quick and easy way to authenticate our apps, and there you have it, right? So one of the things that I think is really, really cool, and there you have it. I think it's really, really important to call out, you know, Azure tips and tricks. All of the tips that we've shown here, they're available on the Azure Tips and Tricks site, which was available via the show notes. I did actually want to talk about one thing too, Frank.
Yeah.
I don't know if folks saw this today, but we actually launched a new series called Azure Tips and Tricks Extended, which showcases the power of Azure Static Web Apps. So I think there's about 15 to 17 videos that they're short form, 5 to a few minutes, that allow you to get the full experience of what Static Web Apps do. And I really want people to check it out. And that's going to be available in the show notes as well.
Yep. I'll definitely add that in the show notes. It's worth watching it. Really interesting, short video, very concise, very cool. And yeah, and I love that. And like using Azure Active Directory with the Blazor, there's no additional cost, right? It's all kind of free. You already have one when you have an Azure subscription.
That's correct, yeah. So you get Azure Active Directory, the base tier for free when you sign up an Azure subscription. And then, you know, like I said, we talked about Static Web Apps in the past. You can actually take that application that I just showed you, deploy it to Azure Static Web Apps, and then you have an application that's fully authenticated with Azure Active Directory running in the cloud, and there's no cost because Azure Static Web Apps is free. The base tier of it is free, at least.
Yeah.
So that's one, you know, yeah. So it's super exciting. You can do all sorts of great stuff with Blazor, Azure Active Directory, Azure Static Web Apps, really great stuff.
It's really all good news and very accessible. You have all that in your tips and trick, your blog with many others.
Yes.
We have the video to dig deeper, maybe the CI/CD, how to add a function and a bunch of stuff in the other link you shared. Really interesting. Always a pleasure to have you and learn more, Isaac. Nitya.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Nitya, are you there?
Yes, I am. And I was just going to say, this is going to be a really super nice show because we're like getting all these themes. This is awesome. So you know what's next, right? If it's June, July can't be far behind. So next we have a little bit of I.O.T with July I.O.T. Hi, Paul. Are you here?
Hello, world, and hello, Nitya. We are back again in June to talk about the wonderful July I.O.T event that we have coming up in just a few weeks. Can you believe it's like almost here?
I can, but this is one of the best things that happens at this kickoff summer. So tell me all about it.
Absolutely. So July I.O.T, we talked a little bit about this last time, is a 31-day content editorial month where we focus on IoT content for everyone. And how this sort of works is that throughout the month, on every Thursday, we're going to actually kick off a new series of content that's focused around a particular theme. So you can sort of see those highlighted here. And what's really exciting here, if you sort of look back at how we did this last year, it's like we have this long-running post that runs on the IoT tech community, and we're encouraging our viewers to sort of come here, check this out at aka.ms/JulyIoT, and you'll be refreshing this every Thursday to find the latest and greatest content, events, and live streams as they come up, as well as some featurettes of projects that we see coming out from the community. Now, I've showed here that we've got quite a bit to look forward to, different things coming every week. Nitya, what do you think is the best thing to keep an eye out on for July IoT?
Okay, I had my favorite, but I think the right answer for this one is you got to keep an eye out for all of them, right? Because every one of these teams is super important. Is that right? Do I get something?
Absolutely, but they kind of work together to build something. If you look here, the very last one, the last week, we sort of focus here on online learning and certification. And what I really like about this is, you know, however you jump into this topic of IoT, if you do want to cement that as being an official designated Azure 220 IoT certified developer, we have content that's going to help you get there. And what that's going to look like, I'm really proud to announce this, something called the Azure IoT Learning Journey. And this, by the way, it's not public yet. It will be by July 1st, but I'm going to give you a sneak peek. And this is going to be a downloadable asset that's going to be available on every single Azure IoT service offering page on azure.com that's going to sort of walk you through a program designed to bring you from not knowing really anything about IoT to being able to develop and build your own custom solutions. All the way with this like step from connecting the device in the first place, optimizing it, adding things like machine learning and artificial intelligence, and then building out that full solution. But wait, there's more. So at the very end of this, Nitya, if you are able to complete this journey, we're tying this in with an opportunity to get 50% off of the official AZ220 IoT developer certification. And you might be familiar with exactly how we're doing that.
Yes, I was good. You preempted me. That's exactly what I want to ask about. And there are Learn modules associated with this. Is cool. Tell me about it.
So yeah, this is one of our 30 days to learn it challenges. So this is offered as a cloud skills challenge that you can register for, of which there are many. We're of course going to focus here on the Azure IoT developer one. And this is going to sort of give you a prescribed list of curated modules from Microsoft Learn that not only happen to be related to the Azure 220 IoT developer certification, but also gives you this 30-day time limit that at the point where you click begin, that's sort of where it starts, you have that time, 30 days, to complete and will be potentially rewarded with a 50% off voucher to sit for the Azure 220 official IoT developer exam. And what's contained in here is really exciting. You'll see it sort of walks through almost the whole gamut of things like creating software as a service offerings through things like Azure IoT Central, utilizing Azure IoT Edge, implementing Lambda architecture. Everything in here is designed not only to get your hands dirty, but also just teach you everything about developing those IoT solutions in a hands-on applied manner.
I was looking at it as you're scanning by, and some of these are just like 30 minutes. So it's the kind of thing that you could finish over a lunch break and kind of progressively finish it. But did I hear you right when you said they can actually start the challenge now?
Yes, absolutely. So there's nothing stopping you from waiting until July. If you feel you are ready and want to start that 30-day timer, you can do that now. And then hopefully at the end of that, obtain that voucher, go sit for the actual AZ220 IoT developer certification, and keep an eye out during that last week in July as we're going to start revealing content, for example, things like study guides and that sort of thing, that'll make sure that you know everything that's covered on that exam and make sure you're absolutely prepared for when you sit for that exam after going through the 30 Days to Learn It challenge.
This is incredible. So thank you so much, Paul. And everybody, don't forget to check out the show resources. And if you do go through this and get certified, drop us a note. We'd love to hear from you and maybe showcase some of you right here in Hello World. What do you think, Frank?
Definitely. But wait, there's more. Like, make me crack.
I know. Never enough time for everything we want to do. So
Exactly.
Next, though.
But now it's time, my friends. Let's get all together for ABSee.
Oh my God. So this is becoming quite interesting because every time I have new victims, which is great. So I'm going to share my screen to just get some people up to speed. I think, Ben, you're the latest victim for this. this is what the show will, this is what it looks like. I'll kind of draw a clue in about 30 seconds. Here are a couple of them for your kind of awareness. And you have to try to guess what it is. Isaac is de facto champion right now, but we all try to bring him down. The examples will be either a concept, a service, or a person. So
And people
I'll try
in the
to
chat
walk you
or
through
in the
as it
comments
goes.
can play with us too, right?
Sorry, what?
People in the chat, if you guess, write it down in the chat. If you're watching it on video on demand, watch it. Type your answer in the comment. We'll be happy to see that.
Please do answer, because anyone who preempts Isaac is good. All right, are we ready to roll?
Okay.
Should we try the
All right,
first
we're
one?
doing this.
Okay,
We're
I'm
doing
ready.
this. All right.
All right. So the minute it shows, okay, so this one is a service. So it's going to be the name of a product that you got to figure out what we're talking about. And if you look at this, you're seeing something that looks like an orchestrator. And on this side, you're seeing an app that says, well, this service helps kind of like manage my workflows in a serverless environment.
Durable functions.
Ah! See what I mean? Yes.
Can we
you.
mute Isaac? I think we need to just
Sorry. You know, I bring the heat.
buzz in.
That is true, he does. But I also want to take a minute to give a shout out to Laurent, because every time I do one of these clues, it's usually inspired by something I hear from one of our guests. He did such a fantastic segment. I think it was a couple of, during Bill, like one of the Bill shows where he talked about durable functions and how they used it to set up this entire kind of backend for the events page on Docs. That was super interesting.
So
That's what
because
inspired this. So
Pizza, just because he's on the show, I will bring him. So Laurent, smile because I'm bringing you on. Thank you,
Laurent,
Nitya.
are you seeing? Hi, it was because of you. I learned so much that day. That's the clue. I hope I did you justice.
That's so cool. Thank you so much.
All right. So now this is clue number 2. This is also a product. This one should be relatively easy. I was actually going for a whole kind of...
It's a retail store.
No, this is like a tax guy vibe, right? So this person comes in and says, I have a cloud, it's costing me too much. I have performance I need to improve. I have settings, so much stuff. Can you help? So,
It's Azure Advisor.
Azure.
yes! Oh my God, am I making these too easy?
Well, you said
Like,
it,
I
you
was
said
like,
it
I
was really
needed
easy.
to, I needed to beat Isaac at least once.
Everybody
Okay.
should,
We had like how many Thursday we had? I need once at least.
You need to
everybody
win.
should get the opportunity to guess at least one right, Frank. So great job.
Thank you.
That's right. So for me, in case you didn't see, the inspiration was like those HR block things, right? So, all right, this one is one of my favorites. It's also a shout out of the fact this is Pride Week. I wanted to feature a technologist that I am really, really inspired by, who happens to come from my neck of the woods, White Plains, New York. So this is a person. Try to guess who it is. My drawing skills are not the greatest, but this is an actual quote from her that I love. She's an author. She's a pioneer in VLSI. She's an activist for transgender rights. And this quote that I love is, it's like building bridges. People can say your design stinks, your ideas aren't good, but if the bridge stands, it stands. If it works, it works. So any guesses? This might be hard unless you're an embedded systems engineer. I had to do this course in college, by the way. So the hint is that book over there, she is one of the 2 authors of this book. Do you want me to
Lynn
give you a
Conway.
second? Huh? Yes! Yes, Lynn Conway. Lynn Conway is one of the most inspiring people. So White Plains, New York. So anyway.
Did you
That was
Bing
good.
search the book? I was asking Ben if he Bing searched the book.
No, of course not. Why would I Bing search the book when there's a quote I can Bing search at the top?
There you go. I should have actually brought the book with me and shown it, because the name is there, but oh well, that's what's good. So what, Frank, do we have time for one more, or should we kind of?
Let's do another one. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So this one is actually a concept. So you have to guess, this is actually, again, inspired by I.O.T. So Paul is on the spot. And it's inspired by something I read in a curriculum that's around I.O.T. I won't say anymore. But ideally, if you're looking at it, this looks like there is this little island in the middle, and there are malicious people out there in the whole wide world. And what is this concept that kind of helps you isolate your internal network from the rest of the world, so you are giving yourself more security against attacks? Does anybody know? And my kind of random clue is, it's not about basketball shoes, right? So you can see the 2 words, and the first one is A --. So That should give you a clue for what the first word is. It's not basketball shoes, so.
I don't know. I don't know what it's air gapping, but like it's air gapment. Yeah.
No, it's air gapping. It is air gapping.
Yeah, it's air gapping. Yeah.
Good job. I was like
Yeah.
literally going to have, like Air Jordans, but I thought, man, I'll get into trouble. Oh my God, 3 out of 3. I feel so good.
Wonderful. Well, now we all understand why Isaac is the champion. He is really fast and really good.
I mean, I also interrupt people. Like people will be in the middle of talking about it, and then I'll just interrupt them with the answer. So, that's part of it.
I think we need to redo this with buzzers.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a great idea.
Well, in season 2 of LOR, we'll do that. I was looking in the chat. I'm looking right now, and on Twitter, like people are shy to share their plans for summer. So maybe we could start by you, Ben. What's your plan for summer? Is it tech or no tech or?
I think it's no tech. I think I just want to kind of get out and enjoy some time outside. We've all been kind of confined to our houses over the past 12 months, and last summer was a little bit of a loss. So I think I'll be, wanting to get out and do some hikes and enjoy some of the sunshine and nature that's around us here in beautiful Seattle.
Wonderful. And how about you, Isaac?
Yeah, my summer is actually quite interesting because starting at the end of this month, I am homeless. So we're actually going to be taking 6 weeks vacation, going up and down the East Coast of the United States. So that should be fun.
Right.
So yeah, definitely get lots of car time with the kids. So hooray!
All right. Well, I wish you fun.
It's been the last time we see Isaac.
How about you, Paul?
I'm going to mirror a lot of the sentiment you're hearing already. I'm ready to get out. Would love to travel, preferably international. We'll see what comes up, what's available here. You're starting to see a lot of things open up, and I think that sites are starting to set on this being a possibility, something a lot of us just haven't been able to do for the last year, and I'm ready to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed. And Nitya, what's your plan? I'm sure you have like a mountain of them.
Oh, I have two evil plans, but actually one of them is a good one. I was inspired by a lot of like green tech and sustainability, and I've decided I'm going to make my own garden. So I actually got cedar wood, and I'm building garden boxes outside, and I'm going to plant something. And also, shout out to Paul. It's all his fault. We can blame him. I actually read that he has an IoT rigged up setup in his home that like gets him the best. Is it peach trees, Paul? So yeah, no peach trees in New York, but we'll try. So that's going to be one of mine. And the other one is I'm actually going to see if I can work with my 12-year-old for a bit. Not on tech, but hey, if he does stuff, then I can retire early. More power to me.
Wonderful. You know what? I'm not decided yet. So I think I will wait for a suggestion from our viewers. So, I'm waiting for your comments, your suggestion in the comments, all of you. And what's coming next on Learn TV?
Oh, yes. So I actually think that we've got a nice theme set of things. Not just one, but the next 2 shows should be interesting. Stick around on Learn TV because right up next is going to be an IoT show, and they're going to feature Azure Percept Developer Kit. And then if you stick around a little bit beyond that, there's going to be a super nice show on Blazor. So check that out. Stay here on Learn TV, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Oh, that's excellent. So we're all in a team. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Have a good day, everybody, and stay tuned for more.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye, world.